I want to mention right off the bat that this blur effect around me might be really annoying, but I got a Galaxy Note 10 a couple of months ago, and I've not had a chance. I say a couple of months ago, like a month ago, and I've not had a chance to try out the blur on a live video. This isn't sponsored. This sounds like it's sponsored. I saw an ad. I barely see ads, right? I have YouTube Premium, so I don't see ads, and I don't watch TV. But I was on holiday in Scotland, and I saw an ad on TV for this phone, and I saw that it was like, oh, this is the first phone to offer video, like the bokeh effect, like the nice blur behind you in like movies and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I want that, because I can do that with my fancy cameras, but I can't do it with my phone camera. And so here we are. So the blur effect is decent, but if you look like sort of around here, you can see the background's not quite blurry behind me. So it's kind of decent, and I think it looks kind of nice. And I also have the option of editing it after I record the video. The phone will let me go in and change the effect, because I guess the phone's technically, and it's a software blur, it's not a hardware blur, it's not like a lens doing it. So I guess the phone saves it without the blur and applies it in real time, so I can change it after. I just wanted to share that the effect might be really annoying, but I like it. So anyway, welcome to the last video of 2019. It's hard to believe that it's the end of this year. A year that has been a bloody nightmare, to be totally honest. It's been rough. It's been really rough for a lot of reasons, and there was one last punch in the gut that 2019 had for me and my family, in that my great uncle is no longer with us. Passed away on the 27th of December. The funeral is soon, and it's hard to believe he's gone, because he, I credit him with me sort of being who I am. Because when I was young, we would go up to visit him and a bunch of my extended family, and basically we'd go visit him, and he had a computer in the corner of his living room which had games on it. One of those games was Stronghold, which is a castle management and builder game, and eventually I got my own copy of it, and basically, if he didn't give me that copy of it, I probably wouldn't be who I am today. And I don't know if I ever told him that, and I don't know if he ever knew that, but he was the most unassuming person. Like, he was such a huge character. He really, really was. And, but at the same time was unassuming. No one would, he was one of these people that you wouldn't, strangers may not think much of them. And I guess that's just the way it is. Strangers probably don't think much of anybody that they don't know, but you know what I mean. And he was just such a small thing as getting me a copy of Stronghold. And I'll be honest, and I'll say it wasn't a legal copy, but like getting me a copy of that and let me play it on my own computer and on his computer is genuinely what got me into management games in the way that I did. And it's I don't know if I ever got to tell him that. I don't know if I ever got to tell him, or if he ever knew that little thing that was so insignificant at the time. Like I said, it wasn't a legal copy of Strongholds. It didn't really cost anything. But such a little thing as giving a 6 or 7-year-old a copy of this video game, it changed my life. It made me who I am today. It made me get into gaming in a big way. It sowed the seeds of love for management games. And now today, you know, 20 years after he gave me that, my whole life revolves around video games. My job is video games, and yeah, it just it really sucks that he's gone. He was 60. I think he was 65, but it's I saw him earlier this year. I was setting up a computer for him, and the whole thing was quite nice. I had a real moment of pride helping him set up a computer, because he had an old computer, and he didn't have a very big house, but he wanted the computer in the bedroom, and he sent the money for me to go and get the computer. He wanted to buy it himself, And he was very much like that. He was very, very much himself. Very, very much someone that wanted to fend for himself in as many ways as possible. So he sent the money for the computer, and basically I didn't use it. I think I either gave it to my gran, or maybe I did use it, but he wanted like a £300 computer, nothing major. He just wanted to do his emails on it. And I've bought cheap. I've dealt with cheap computers before for my granddad. We got him a really cheap kind of notebook style computer a couple of years ago, and it was awful. It died within a year. So a couple of years ago, we sorted my granddad out with a better laptop, and it's lasted ever since. But I wanted for my uncle, for my great uncle, I wanted to get him a decent all-in-one computer, so it was just the monitor, so it didn't take up as much space in the house. And so the money he sent I don't know where the money went. I don't remember exactly. I didn't take it, but I bought him a nice all-in-one. It was worth more than he sent. We never told him, and I'm glad I never told him. If he was still around, I still wouldn't tell him that we bought this, because he would have been furious, because he wants to stand on his own feet. But I bought that with the money that I make from YouTube and from Twitch and from doing this. So in a way, it felt kind of full circle in a way that I was able to do that for him. And yeah, we're not going to get that computer, and I don't think I'm going to want to look at it, to be honest. I don't think I want to see it, because it's still, I mean, it's the 31st right now. I'm recording this video on the day it goes out. I'm looking at a laptop here, by the way, in case you're curious why I'm looking down. I'm recording this video on the same day it goes out because I wanted it to be like a genuine last day of the year kind of thing. It's the last video I'm recording of the year. So it's still very fresh. It was just a couple of days ago that he went, and yeah. Technically, he, you know, if we're talking details here, he was my great uncle. I never knew him as that. To me, he was just my Uncle Mick. But if there's one thing he was, it was a great uncle. So let's get into the point of this video, which is, it is a Q&A video. You guys sent me a bunch of questions in Twitter and in the YouTube community post that I put up a couple of days ago. Actually, it was just yesterday that I put it up. Sorry about the short notice. I may have forgot to do a Q&A this month. Anyway, so let's just dive into the Twitter questions. We'll get to the YouTube questions in a little bit. OsirisMage21 on Twitter asks, what are some new game series you're thinking about doing? Maybe Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. So, I honestly don't know at the minute what new games I want to do, because I've not paid much attention to what new games are coming out. I know there was a lot of new games come out the last couple of months. Call of Duty was one of them that I played a lot. God, my mind's drawing a blank. Star Wars, I've played a bit. I've recently got into playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 a little bit again. There's a whole bunch of games. We just got through that time of the year when you do get a whole bunch of game releases, but almost none of them feel, I've got hair like right in my face. Almost none of them feel like they'd be great for the YouTube channel, because I've still got hair in my face. They're shooters and there's stuff like that I don't really think. I mean, I know some of you might enjoy, and I'm sure there'll be comments that say, I would like to see games like whatever. And I get that. They don't really fit in with what we do on the channel, I don't think. And I don't think they're going to be worth playing long term. There is a game called New Cities that I have been playing a little bit of. I tweeted about it kind of recently, like maybe a month ago. That looks kind of interesting. It takes notes from a lot of the older city builders like SimCity 4, SimCity 3000, and kind of games of that era, and applies a lot of like management to it. It's not so much a creative city builder as it is a city management game. So I've got my eye on that. I have played it a little bit, and I'm due to do a video on it kind of soon. I was supposed to do it a couple of weeks ago, but then I went on holiday, and then I've been the holidays, and it's just been a bit of a weird period of the year to get work done. I think it's on Kickstarter or Indiegogo as well. I'll try and remember to link it in the description. This isn't me saying go and support it, but it will let you go and see stuff about it and read about it and see if you want to support it. What I've played of it, it seems quite interesting. It is very different to City Skylines. Like I said, it is a city management game rather than a city building game. You can build in it, obviously, but it focuses more on the management, and I think there's going to be a big focus on traffic AI and traffic management, which is both exciting and terrifying for me, because I'm terrible at that kind of thing, but I'm more excited than I am terrified because I love the idea of the challenge, and to be totally honest, that's what I'm craving out of a city-based game, is one with more management than creativity, because as much as I love being creative, I feel like I can't really hold a candle to the creatives that play City Skylines. There's so many talented people, and I've said this a million times, that's part of the reason I don't do creative stuff in cities, is because I just don't feel I can hold a candle to those people. I'd rather watch what they're doing than try and do it myself. I feel like I would be imitating those people rather than doing something genuinely for me. So that's why I don't do creative stuff. That's a game I'm looking forward to. Basically anything management based, to be totally honest. I do keep my eyes open for things like that. There was one I saw recently, I don't remember the name of, but it was, I think someone tweeted it to me. It looks like another game dev tycoon type thing. Graphics wise, it's completely different, but it looks like game dev tycoon, softwaring, something like that. It's about making your own software or hardware company or something like that. I've got my eye on it. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. But stuff like that. I kind of keep my eye open for management games. Footface11 on Twitter, brilliant name, asks, if I had kids, would I make them play GTA RP? So for those of you that don't know, I realize if I pause there's some of you will be thinking, he has kids? No, I don't. For those of you that don't know, I play a lot of Grand Theft Auto roleplay. It's like, I play it more than honestly anything else I play. It's really fun. You can catch it on twitch.tv/ConflictNerd. And I do recommend checking it out if you like storytelling and character building and all that stuff, and you're looking for a game to get really immersed in and tell your own stories in. Grand Theft Auto roleplay is great for that. But enough about that. Probably not, to be honest. I don't know. This question's about to pivot away from the whole me having kids playing GTA thing to GTA played by kids in general. Because when I was growing up, I played GTA 3, and I played Vice City and San Andreas, and I played a game called The Getaway, which was like, it was a gangster game set in London, and I played The Getaway 2, and I wasn't old enough to play those games. They're all 18 rated games, but I played them. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. I feel like I'm a relatively well-adjusted human being having played GTA as a kid, but I don't feel like GTA was as much of a grown-up game when I was younger as it is now. Because, there's like full-on nudity in GTA these days when there wasn't when I was younger. So, probably not. Plus, the characters look a lot more real, and it's a lot more grounded in real life, so, again, probably not. Especially roleplay, because with GTA and a game, you kind of know what you're getting. With roleplay, you've got no idea what's going to happen from one minute to the next, because you're dealing with other people and their stories and all that stuff, so I'm going to go from a probably not to a definitely not playing GTA roleplay until I know that they can like handle it. So let's just go with no. At Branded Wolf on Twitter asks, what am I looking forward to the most on Conflict RP for 2020? Conflict RP, by the way, this is staying in the realm of GTA RP, is a roleplay community that I am one of two owners of, hence the conflict in the name there. I'm one of the two owners, and it is a Grand Theft Auto roleplay server that we have, so staying in the realm of that. What am I most looking forward to? Hard to say. I don't want to say what we're working on right now on the development side of things. I'm just looking forward to telling more stories and playing more of it, having more fun, laughing, joking, all that kind of stuff that I usually do with it. I'm just looking forward to seeing where it goes. because that's why I play games like that, not just strictly GTA, but I like playing games like Red Dead Online, GTA Online. I've recently started playing, or thinking of playing, sorry, on some DayZ servers, because I just like the idea of getting into these worlds and just diving in and seeing what there is. So, pretty much that. Just see what's going on. See what we do. Just_Ethan5 asks, will I ever return to Airport CEO as a series? Probably. I don't want to say for sure that I will, because I was supposed to do a RimWorld Let's Play at the start of 2019, and genuinely, I don't remember if I played RimWorld for YouTube once in 2019. So, it's on my radar still. It's just a case of getting around to it, because there are new games coming up, and then there's other older games I want to play, and then the City Skylines 5th anniversary is in March. So I imagine we're going to get some DLC announcement there, like before it, maybe a 5th year anniversary DLC or something. So that's coming up. So it's on my radar. It's kind of the same with everything. Like, if I've played something on the channel, the chances are I'm thinking about going back to it. It's just getting to it, to be totally honest. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that other things get in the way. Other games that I want to play, other games that people want me to play, new games that come out, indie games that pop up out of nowhere. That's both a blessing and a curse of this job, is you can sometimes not know what you're going to be making videos on from one day to the next, or 1 week to the next, because of how announcements and release dates work. And, yeah. So it's on my radar. It's just a case of, will I get to it? I hope so, but I'm also not going to be annoyed if I don't, because I end up playing something else. So, yes, I would like to, but not anytime soon, because I have more immediate plans for the channel. So we'll see when. Yes, sure. I will probably do one again. I just don't know when. At Jenkins with a G and 2 I's on Twitter asks, have I been taking care of myself properly? Much love. I like to think so, honestly. I took a couple of days off over the holidays to just relax. I was in England for 4 days, kind of chilling the week before Christmas. And then I had pretty much a week in Glasgow about 2 months ago, or a month, whenever it was. So I've taken some time off and kind of relaxed a bit more. I've been sleeping better. I've not been eating better because I really like food. And I'm still probably drinking way too many energy drinks, but I feel like I'm taking small steps. Like, I'm taking more time off than I used to. I used to take no time off. I'm sleeping better than I used to. I just this morning fixed my sleeping pattern again. It was a bit messed up for about a week there over the holidays, which is honestly fine. It was the holidays. But, yeah, I got out of bed at like 6 or 7 this morning, and I've been working since, and it's like 2 in the afternoon, so it's going pretty good. I've got the next 2 weeks of videos done, with the exception of some Planet Zoo stuff that I need to do tomorrow. But yeah, I like to think I've been taking care of myself better than I have been. I rearranged the studio a little bit. The couch here is in a different spot. This wall used to be to my left. It's not anymore. And, yeah, I feel like I've been doing little things. You know, I've been trying I mean, I've had slip-ups. I've had nothing major, but I've had slip-ups where, like, drama gets to me and bugs me, and I make a dumb decision, and that sticks for a couple of days, then I go and fix it. I've had days where I haven't been productive. I've had days where I do feel kind of shitty. I've had days where I don't really want to do things, and I've honestly had days where I've been doubting that getting back into YouTube when I did was a good idea. But I said that when we first got back. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, I took 2 months off. Go back through the channel, you'll find the videos to find out why that was, because I don't really want to bring it up. But the whole, when I got back to it, I mentioned the idea that I wasn't certain it was a good idea. And I'm still not 100% sure it was, but I also said that I don't think I ever will be 100% sure, because there's very few things that I think anyone's ever 100% sure about. I think it's... you must be one hell of an optimist to never doubt anything, never doubt any decision, never doubt any action. There's always maybe that 1%, even 0.5% that'll be like, are you sure about this? And I've still got that. It's maybe a little bit more than 1%, maybe 5% of me is like, am I sure this is the right move? Because you do get those days where none of your videos are good and you delete all of them and you've worked 6 hours and you throw it all out. You have those days when technology works against you. You have those days when you just wake up and you're sick for no reason. You have those days when you try to do your intro to a video and you keep tripping over your words and you get really frustrated. It just happens. And that's kind of the important thing that I have to keep reminding myself, is that it just happens. Sometimes you don't have good, productive days. And obviously in a lot of jobs, you have to push through that. And I kind of have the luxury of sometimes I don't have to push through that. But I'm teaching myself the right ways to push through it. I'm not going to force myself to do something that makes me unhappy. And I know I'm kind of, again, in a position I'm in a fortunate position where I can do that. And I know not everybody's necessarily as lucky, but I can really only refer to my own experiences. I feel like I'm getting better. I feel like I'm taking better care of myself. I feel like I am more positive because of that. I just feel a bit happier. I'm still not 100%. I don't know if I ever will be. I do, like I said, I still doubt myself in a lot of ways, and I still have those dark moments, those worrisome moments, and especially with, like I said at the start of the video, with things that have gone on recently, that kind of last punch in the gut from 2019, it is hard to be positive, but at the same time, and this kind of ties into my work, and it ties into my uncle, and you know, he gave me that game, and he maybe didn't think much of it at the time, but that was such a big influence in me becoming a proper gamer, bro, and playing the games that I play, that I feel like, in a way, recently I've been as productive as I have been, both as a means to not think about the fact that he's gone, but also to kind of honor what he did. You know, I play the games that I play largely because he got me into that game, and I feel like, you know, sitting down, it's silly, you know, I don't think anyone has ever described 6 hours of playing video games as a way to honor someone's memory before, but in a way I feel like it kind of is, you know. It's, if he hadn't done that, I don't think this would be my job, I don't think I would be in this office, I don't think I'd be doing anything that I'm doing today, so in a way it's kind of my own silly way to honor that, and deal with it, and continue being me, and I'm happy to do it. So I don't know where that I don't know if that answered the question. To answer the question, I feel like I'm taking care of myself better. Properly is, let's say, subjective. I know that's such an RC answer, but I feel I'm taking better care of myself. And I feel like there's a long road ahead, because I do want to start going to the gym. I've been saying that for years. I actually want to do it. I want to go back to walking and jogging and cycling. I'm not going to go to the gym in January, though, because I don't want to be, I don't want to be one of those people that shows up on January 1st in his brand new Adidas tracksuit bottoms and his t-shirt that's a bit baggy to hide his fat. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. For the people that do that, more power to you. You're braver than I am. I'm not going to be that guy, because I've got my own things I want to do in January, and then I'll go to the gym in like February. I'm not being that guy. I don't want to be a stereotype. I won't do it. Some of those people will stick through it. Some of them won't. We all know. We all know it's true. All right? We all know that typical New Year's resolution. I'm not having the gym be a New Year's resolution. I am having it be a thing that I do for me for the foreseeable future. That is the plan. Next question. At LifeformThe on Twitter asks, what was life before YouTube, and how has YouTube changed it? He then followed it up with, what was life like before YouTube, and how has YouTube changed it? So to clarify, YouTube has been my only job. Life before YouTube was, I was in college, which is not university here. College here is like further education. It's like, in my case, it was, I fucked up my exams in high school. for a variety of reasons, and I didn't get into university, but I could go to a local college. So when I did that, when did I leave high school? I left high school in July, the beginning of July, end of June 2010. So then we had the summer holidays, and at the start of August, or middle of August, we got my results. And basically, I got my results for my exams. They weren't what I was expecting. Well, no, I'll say that differently. They were kind of what I was expecting. I knew I didn't know half the stuff to pass the exams, and we kind of all freaked out because I'd always done really well in exams. This was the first time I'd kind of not. So I went to college, and I went and studied, so from September 2010 till June of 2012, I studied... What did I study? I studied computers, essentially. It was a really vague computing course that touched on a lot of very vague concepts to do with computers, and none of it was very interesting. The first year was kind of fun because it was new, it was different, there was no school uniform, there was none of that stuff. So the second year was very different as well, I guess, because I stopped caring, because I realized I didn't know anything. Like, halfway through the second year, I had this moment of, like, I've done a year and a half of this thing, and I don't know anything. What am I doing? So, yeah, basically, we just played Counter-Strike for the second half of the second year, and I didn't pass that either. So that was, I messed up high school, then I messed up 2 years of college. This was around the time that my mental health issues were really starting to develop themselves. Yeah. Just throwing that out there. And then, so I wrapped that up in like June of 2012, and then I went to a different college from September of 2012 until June of 2014. And there is when YouTube was something I was really focusing on in kind of a big way. I think, so, I was doing YouTube in the first college as well, I think, I've just realized. So, this channel was created in August of 2012, just before I started this new college. In the first college I did have a channel that was built around Minecraft and no one watched it, so it kind of went away. Then when I started this new college, I think Guild Wars 2 had just come out. So anyway, that wasn't successful. And basically, I studied TV and film production for 2 years, from September of 2012 until June of 2014. And I just about passed that course. But that's kind of where I felt like I was really in my element, you know? I felt like I was able to sort of speak on a microphone, I was able to kind of act a little bit, I was able to edit videos, I knew my way around editing software, I knew how to make a video properly, how to make it look good, how to edit sound, because I taught it all to myself over a couple of years already. So I really felt like I knew what I was doing, and this was kind of like, this was still pre-YouTube. I know I was making YouTube videos, but it wasn't my job. YouTube didn't become my job until like 2016, I think. I think it's been my job for like 3.5 years or something. I don't know. City Skylines was 2015, but I don't think it was like hugely successful until 2016. I don't know. I don't know how long I've been doing this full time, but before YouTube, it was college, and it was worrying about getting a job, and it was worrying about, am I going to go to university? Because I did have that option. I could have went to university after college, because it's considered to be your, it's considered to be sort of the equivalent of, like, that further education. So it was just that kind of stuff. It was worrying about, am I going to university? Am I going to get a job? What am I going to get a job doing? What university course am I going to do? What university am I going to go to? Am I going to have to move to England? Am I going to have to move to Belfast? Do I want to go to university in Europe? It was all that kind of stuff. It was, do I want to go to university? Do I want to get a job? Do I want to try and make YouTube work? It was all that stuff. It was, I mean, YouTube was the thing I wanted to do. And I got really lucky that it worked out, but it was just those kind of worries. And I don't know. I really feel really lucky that it worked, I suppose. It very nearly didn't in a lot of places. I very nearly quit a lot of times. I have very nearly thrown it all away and destroyed it several times. But I feel really lucky that I kind of got to where I did with it. And I mean, I can't take all the credit for that. That's all of you make that possible, but I'm not gonna sit and discredit myself either. I've worked my ass off for years. Like, part of the reason I failed college was because I was trying to make YouTube work. And then I nearly failed the TV and film college because I was trying to make YouTube work. I was more interested in making video game videos than I was in doing the work for college. So, good thing it worked, I guess. Daniel William 13 on Twitter is asking, what would I say to someone wanting to start out in YouTube? Don't do what I did. Don't risk your entire future on something that is so difficult, and not because of your ability to do it or whatever, because it's luck. Because you are looking for lucky breaks, and you're looking for any opportunity, and it can be so consuming, and it can really make you ill. Don't do any of that. Treat it with the respect that it deserves. Treat it with the respect that you want to treat it with. You know, I feel like you should treat it like a job, but not, but to a point. You know, set yourself goals and do what you can to meet those goals. And, you know, if you feel bad about not doing it, that's okay, but don't let it consume you. And don't be afraid to take risks. Obviously, we can do the whole, like, oh, be yourself and do what's fun and do all this. But there is a level of respect that I think everyone needs to give to it. There is a level of realism that people need to have, both the side of this may not work, and also the side of I'm going to have to make some tough decisions at some point. Because, and I think there's a question coming up that'll touch on this, but there are sometimes tough decisions. There are series on the channel that I have really loved making that I don't want to say no one has watched, but in comparison to other series, you know, City Skylines at one point was getting 50,000 views per episode, then other things would struggle to get 5. Sometimes you might really love that series that's getting 5,000 views, but it's just not worth making videos on because you could double down on the thing getting 50,000. So sometimes you do have tough decisions to make, and it's messy, it's complicated. It can sometimes be a massive investment in terms of time, money, resources, space, if you want kind of a studio space. It's not easy, but with all that said, if it's something that you want to do, and this isn't, I guess, just YouTube, but if it's something that you want to do and it's a passion and it's something you love and that you're excited about, and that, you know, you wake up in the morning and you think, I can be so freaking productive today. And when you have those productive days, and at the end of it, you close the door of your office, or you get up away from your computer, or you go into the other room and you get into bed and you lay there and you're like, you know what, I had a fucking great day. I might have only sat in front of a computer, or I might have only vlogged, or I might have only played guitar for a bit, but I had a fucking great day. If that makes you happy and there's a way you can monetize that, and obviously if you're not wanting to make money and you have a job and it's just a hobby, then it is a little easier, but I'm going to operate on the assumption that you would like it to be your job. If that stuff makes you happy and it's something you can monetize and it's something you can grow and make yours and make special and make a living off of, absolutely pursue that. Absolutely put your heart and soul into it, but don't let yourself be unhealthy. Don't let yourself fall into the negative traps. And also, my phone's alerting me I've only got 15% battery left, so we're gonna quick time a couple of these. Foster Child 2201 asks, would I like to see a new City Skylines game or a major City Skylines overhaul where they update the game engine and make the game more optimized for newer or current technology? I would like to see a sequel. I can't remember off the top of my head what I would want in a sequel, but I'd like to see a sequel, and I think we'll hear about it in the next year. I think. I know I said we might hear about it at PDXCon last year, but I think we might hear about it within the next year. Because it's 5 years old in March. I doubt they're going to upgrade the engine for the current game. They'd be better just doing a sequel. I think it'll be a sequel. MopLife95 wants a legit answer to this question. What movie would be greatly improved if it was made into a musical. Oh my god, Jurassic Park, maybe? I mean, you've got the theme could be given lyrics. I've thought about this, because you asked the question in the first Q&A that I did, and I ignored it, because you asked a bunch of joke questions alongside of it. I can say, he's a buddy of mine, he's a moderator in the YouTube and Twitch channels. I can be as mean as I want, he can't do anything about it. I genuinely don't know the answer to this. I don't know of any, I can't think of a movie that would be better if it was a musical. Maybe like a Marvel movie? I don't know. Part of me wants to be like, oh, Star Wars, but Star Wars, no. Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings. As long as they're taking the hobbits to Isengard in there as just the song. So maybe Lord of the Rings, but then it's like a 3-hour musical, and if you watch all of them, it's a 9-hour musical. I don't know. Maybe. What else? White Chicks. White Chicks is a great movie, unrelated. Click. Maybe it's an Adam Sandler movie, so maybe not, but that movie's heartbreaking. I'm just recommending movies at this point. I genuinely don't know. But to get you an answer to the question, what I'll do is, if you're watching the video, and that's just anybody, not just any one person, but like anyone watching this, if you can think of a movie that would be great as a musical, leave it in the comments, and let's figure out what the best movie musical would happen to be. Luke Wayne is asking, ConflictCon 2020? Maybe. There's a chance that we might do some kind of convention thing. And by that, I mean, there's a chance we might just go to Comic-Con London and have a big meetup in a bar and call it ConflictCon 2020. Probably. I don't think we've got the clout to get our own convention yet. And finally from Twitter, McSpudling, which is a great name, asks, what's been my best moment of this decade? Can I be really, like, soppy and say probably being able to sort of help my grandparents financially? Honestly? Like, a genuine answer, I'm, again, kind of similar to what I said about buying my uncle that computer earlier. And I guess also in a way of, in regards to the question of how YouTube's changed my life, I can help my grandparents pay for things. They raised me, and, they've got this house, and I can pay for the electricity because I use most of it. I mean, studio. But also just little things like shopping, or anytime I order a Domino's, I'll always get my gran a pizza as well. There's the Domino's here do like this cheeseburger type pizza, and it genuinely tastes like a Big Mac. And she really likes it, so I'm like, why not? I'll order anytime I get Domino's, I get my gran a pizza. So, genuinely, the moment I was able to start doing that is I think the best part of this past decade. Is kind of, I don't see it so much as repaying them for raising me, but it's kind of, it's a small way to start. I'll never finish repaying them, that's not possible, but it's a small way, I think, to start doing that. It's a small way to sort of repay it and just help them. Moving on to YouTube questions, Shabaduya asks, what is the best video of this year or the series that you liked to record the most? If you wish to know how to say my name, it's Shabaduya, but say it fast. Got it. Nailed it. First time. Honestly, probably Transport Fever 2. I absolutely adore that game. It's a lot of fun. Let's think. What else? Probably genuinely that. Really genuinely, probably Transport Fever 2. It's just a lot of fun. It's really satisfying. It builds in the first one in a great way. And I just really enjoy Transport. I've been playing so much of it lately. Like, I've got episodes of it for the next 2 weeks. Software Inc.'s pretty much, it's up there, but it's not quite close because I've played it a lot before. Transport Fever 2. Let's say that. We'll say Transport Fever 2. It's genuinely been so much fun. It's also really recent, and I don't remember games I played earlier in the year. Michael Albertson has a couple of questions, so we'll quickfire these within the quickfire section. If not gaming slash Twitch slash YouTube, then what? I would have probably gone to university and wound up involved with, like, media regardless. Probably. Maybe. That's... well, actually, yeah, I probably would have, because I wouldn't have... Like, I would have focused more on my education. So yeah, I probably would have been involved in media in one way or other. I would like to say I'd be, like, successful and directing or acting or something like that, but I'd probably be in some awful theater production of some awful story in some awful town somewhere. But it would be media, technically. So it would still be media, I just don't know what specifically. Let me see here. Am I watching something, and do I have a favorite team? I don't know what I'm... Okay, anyway. So, house tour. Not until I have my own place, live with my grandparents, and I'm not touring my grandparents' house. Studio tour. Has been in the works for 3 years. Well, I'll let you know when it's done. When I say that, I mean... eventually. And how am I? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing better than I have been for a lot of this year, and that's a positive as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm doing better. It's a positive, yeah. Thank you for asking, though. Brendan Crow asks, I want to say, keep up what you're doing. I love your videos so much. Thank you. Will I be doing more different games in 2020? Yes. I have some ideas for how I want to do that. I have this idea that I might be moving the live streams to Mixer. I'm not getting a deal, just by the way, if you've heard about this whole thing with like Ninja and Shroud, a bunch of Twitch streamers getting deals. I'm not getting a deal, I'm just thinking about it. But even if I don't, I want to get to a point where like 4 or 5 days a week, we're streaming for like 6 hours. And for the first 2 hours, I want to do something like City Skylines or Transport Fever or Software Inc. or a game like that. I want to record it and then put that out as like some YouTube content. And then I want to do 4 hours after that of literally anything else and record that as well and put that out as its own YouTube stuff. I don't want to just exclusively upload Twitch streams to the channel, but I want to use that as a way to introduce people to the other games and hobbies that I love. So things like Grand Theft Auto Roleplay, like I mentioned, would be included in that. So it wouldn't just be raw live streams, by the way. It would be edited, and the alerts from the streams would either be muted or edited out as well. So it would just be like a video. You'd be hard-pressed to tell it was necessarily a live stream. But that's the thing I want to do. I'm not certain we're going to do that, just as I'm probably not going to move to Mixer. But it's an idea I have floating about, and I think it'd be a good and kind of easy way to introduce a lot of new games. Outside of doing that, I do also just want to make videos on new games. That's a big part of my 2020, and that's a big part of getting back into YouTube recently, is trying different things, playing different games, having more fun, and being more me. Juvenile Siren 69 asks, what do I enjoy most about my job? Probably the freedom. Honestly, if I'm really productive for a couple of days, I can then sort of just take a couple of days off. There's no schedule. I mean, there's a schedule for when the videos go out, believe it or not. I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes, but just the freedom and the opportunities that it grants me. I've met some amazing people. I've met so many important people in my life through this job. I have traveled to places I never thought I'd visit because of this job. I've done things that I never thought I'd do because of this job. I've met amazing people, but I've met people that have made some of the games that I love. And it really has just changed my life in so many ways that it's hard to not be grateful every day in some way or another. I'm a very cynical person naturally, so sometimes I do have these moments where I maybe take things for granted, but at the same time, there's a lot that I love about it. You know, there really is. It's just the opportunities, the experiences, everything. Just everything that it's done, all the memories that I've got from it in a relatively short space of time. It's been 3 or 4 years I've been doing it full time. So in 3 or 4 years, I've been to a load of different places in England, a load of different places in Europe. I've been to California, and it's all because of this job. So the experiences, I guess. Shane Ramsey says, will the next gen of consoles of 2020 be a hit or a miss, and which do I think will be victorious? Well, we've not really seen much about the PlayStation 5. I think the Xbox Series X is a very interesting console. I think it looks good. I know people are saying it looks terrible. I think it looks fantastic, visually. I'm also a big Halo fan, so I'm really excited for the Xbox. I have both. I have a Xbox One X and I have a PlayStation 4 Pro. I haven't touched either of them in about a year, so honestly don't know. I'm more of a PC gamer. I will only generally boot up consoles if I need to. That said, I will probably get both of them because there will likely be launch titles on both that I want to play. Halo is looking like it'll be a launch title for Xbox, and for PlayStation, I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure there'll be something, so time will tell. I hope they're both successful. I mean, I know one will push out in front, but I kind of hope both are successful in their own rights. I think Microsoft have done a great job of pulling the Xbox back and kind of regaining some street cred with its reputation and stuff like that from, you know, the whole TV thing. But I don't know. I hope they're both good. I'm curious to see what Nintendo's going to do next, to be honest, because the Switch was really good when it came out, but I've heard a lot of people saying that recently it's kind of fading out a little bit. There's some big releases, but there's only 1 or 2 or 3 big releases for the Switch every year, whereas with consoles, there's almost one every month, so I want to see what Nintendo want to do. I'm not going to name this person, because I almost put in a really sarcastic answer to this question in the comments, but this is someone asking, why are you so sensitive? Let me clarify something, and this, I might be reading too much into this, and this might just be a weak-ass troll that's trying to get me riled up. This is I'm going to use this opportunity to, like, present a message here. Being in touch with your feelings, it's not traditionally very manly, and I guess this may be a thing. This goes to anybody. As a guy, I can tell you that there's so many times I've been told to man up. And this, I'm assuming by name and picture, this is some guy that's like, oh, feelings aren't like totally manly, bro. You gotta like man up, bro. First off, go fuck yourself if you think that telling someone to man up is ever okay. But feelings are awesome, dude. Like, to be totally honest, like, you have feelings all the time. Do you go to a concert and you just stand there completely dead-faced like, I'm having a great time, but I can't show feelings because I'm manly? Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Why am I so sensitive? I'm sensitive because I'm a human fucking being, dude. Get out of here. What are you talking about? Feeling like, I feel great recording this video. I've been really productive today. I feel proud of that. I feel excited for the new year. I feel sad that we lost my uncle. I feel all these things. I was like, why are you so sensitive? Good lord. Why are you so sensitive? You're the one asking the question, dude. I'm not gonna name him. I'm so tempted. You can go find it. It's on the community post. Feel free to pull up the, you know, provide your own responses to that. But the point is, and the message is, and this is to everybody, and again, I can sort of relate to the whole man up thing as a guy, but I know everybody struggles with, you know, expressing how they feel. How you feel is how you feel is how you feel, right? It's the whole love is love as well, you know. Whatever you're feeling, it's what you're feeling. If you're feeling happy about something and you want to tell people, then tell them. If you're feeling sad about something and you want to tell people, then tell them. If you're struggling to express your feelings, there are always people that will listen, and it's not wrong to, you know, feel sad sometimes. And I assume that's what this is in relation to, me talking about depression and all that stuff. It's not wrong to feel sad. It's not wrong to feel depressed. It's not wrong to feel down. It would be wrong if you were crazily happy 24/7. It would be. No one is happy 24/7. They're crazy people. So feeling down is normal. Feeling upset is normal. It's all part of life. It's all part of the, you know, it's like a wave, right? You have these peaks, and then you have the down one, and you have the wave, and you know, it's just the way it is. You're feeling sad, like, just because some idiot says, man up, bro. Fuck them. Get out of here. You know, like, they might be too friggin' dense to listen to or be in touch with their feelings. You don't have to be. So, feel what you gotta feel. Tell who you gotta tell about it. There's always people that will listen. And if someone ever tells you to man up, fuck them. Get rid of them. They're not worth listening to. They're not worth having around. Simple as that. Alexander Ott says, before I get to my question, I wanted to say thanks for everything. You're a great YouTuber that deserves more acknowledgement than I do. Have a happy new year and hope you had a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Right back at you. Your question is, if you could have redone one thing in your life with your current knowledge, what would you have done differently? I would have not messed up college, or I would have focused a little more in college in the second one, not the computing one, the TV and film one. Probably would have focused a bit more on that. Maybe focused a bit more when learning guitar. I can play guitar, but I can't read music and I can't write music. I can just, if I hear something, I can learn to play it because I like the song. Maybe, probably those two things. I've made a lot of massive mistakes in my life. And, you know, people, I've hurt people, I've been hurt by people, like, there's all those things, you know. I'm sure some people would be like, oh, I would go and fix this, or go fix that, or I'd go change what I did to this person, or what this person did to me. But in a way, I think all those things have shaped me into the person that I am. So, if I was to go fix all those mistakes, or fix the wrongs that I've done, or the times I've been wronged, I don't think I'd be me. So I'm going to keep it kind of simple. Admittedly, if I fixed college, I might not be me, but I feel like college is a healthier one to go for than being like, I regret all these things, I'm going to go fix them all. So, college. And we're down to 5% battery, so let's quick fire the rest of these questions. Okay, I'm going to be totally honest. I'm going to wrap things up. We're going to close the laptop, going to set it over here because I can't find the question that I wanted to answer. So I will just remember what I remember about it. Someone asked me recently, how do I pick the games that I play on the channel? And there are two answers to that. Number one is, if I like the game, I will play it on the YouTube channel. And that is the answer that every YouTuber is going to tell you. That's the answer that everyone's going to say. It's, oh, I love the games, I'm really passionate about them, they're really fun, I'm really excited about them, I just happen to love them. The other answer that you're not going to get, and I'm not saying that this isn't like an exclusive, if you think about it, everyone kind of knows this, but no one talks about it. It is also what's going to be successful. Because the YouTube game, and this is also an answer to, there's so many people saying, how do you start YouTube, right? This is the reality of it. It is like a game of its own. You know, it's complicated, there's algorithms you have to work out, no one knows what the algorithms are, but there's algorithms and games and hoops you have to jump through. And if you're putting videos out on things that are, like, if I can make a video on a game and get 20,000 views, then play a different game and get 2,000 views, if I focus on the game that gets 2,000 views, yeah, I might enjoy that game a bit more, but it's not going to pay the bills. So, I'm not saying that everything I play is 100% because I love it, and I'm not saying everything I play is 100% because of the money. It is genuinely somewhere in the middle. Not right in the middle. I would say I lean towards playing more of what's fun, but there is always that element of, is it going to pay the bills? Because it is my job. It is my full-time job, and it has been for a while, and, you know, is it going to grow my channel? Is it going to get me more subscribers? Is it going to get me more people? Is it going to get me more of this, get me more of that, get me more opportunities? That all has to come into it. It is a business. It's what pays my bills, it's what puts food on the table, it's what helps support my family. It's all of those things, and that's the reality of it. It's as simple as that. It's a combination. That said, I won't play something just for money. I've been offered sponsorships for things that I've turned down because they're games I wouldn't play. I don't play things I wouldn't enjoy. But that is kind of the reality of it. There is an area in the middle between I love this and it pays the bills that I aim for, with a little bit of a focus on the I love this. That ties into the whole, you know, how to start YouTube thing. Give it that kind of respect. Give it that kind of thought. Figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it, the best way to do it, and figure out how you can monetize it, and figure out how you can make those tough decisions, because they are tough decisions. It's not easy, but they are decisions that you will have to make with this job regardless. With that said, it is the end of the 2010s, and this job is one of my biggest takeaways from that decade, and I'm really thankful for it. So even with all the stresses and the ups and the downs, it is and has been and will hopefully continue to be a absolutely life-changing experience that I can't thank all of you for enough. I say it a lot, I think, but maybe not as much recently. You are all capable of changing lives. You have all contributed to change my life. So as someone that has made a point of trying my best to raise awareness for mental health recently, if you are struggling or if you're having a tough time, you've changed my life, right? And if you can do that for someone that maybe up to thousands of miles away from you, I promise you can do it for yourself. And do it for me. You know, do that. You know, tell someone that you're not okay, or that you're feeling this, or you're feeling that, or feeling whatever. Talk about it, and you know, don't suffer in silence. Don't sit alone. You know, tell someone that things aren't okay. Because it's okay to not be okay. And I didn't want to get really heavy at the end of this, but I think the biggest takeaway from this decade, aside from the job, is that it is okay to not be okay. It's okay to talk about it. And I'd be really fucking proud of you if you did talk about it. Because, like I said, you can change lives. You've changed mine. So, sometimes it's okay to be a little bit selfish and put yourself first. Trust me. I've been doing it myself a little bit lately, and I feel pretty good about it. So, thank you so much for watching for this decade, for however long you've been watching. Thank you for the comments, the subscribes, the likes, everything. Because the 2010s have changed my life in ways that I'm still trying to comprehend, and that I may never properly comprehend. Thank you, and Happy New Year.